What's going on, guys? This is Joe Gonzalez from McCourt Strength, and on this week's video I'm going to show you a variation of the 90-90 hip lift. Alright, we're going to take the skill that we introduced you to last week about fully exhaling and then inhaling from that exhaled position, and we're just going to stack on the sensation of hamstrings into this drill. So what you're going to need for that is preferably a bench, a chair. You can even do this on the edge of your bed, just something that's not going to slide away from you. Okay? All right. Cool. So first things first, you're going to have your feet together, knees together. You're going to have your heels on the edge of the bench. Try not to get your calves on the edge of the bench. That's going to throw things off later. Your feet, I don't want you to point them. I don't want you to pull them back. They're just kind of dead. Dig your heels into the bench, straight down. Slowly start to ramp up, and then you can start to pull them back towards your hips. So it's almost like you're trying to scrape off the shoes that you're wearing. As you do this, you're going to feel more tension in the upper hamstrings. Let that feed into that process so that you can start to feel your pelvis wanting to posteriorly rotate in this direction. Right? So it's going to want to do this because you're increasing the tension on the upper hamstrings. Keep digging back, keep digging back, keep digging back. Let go of the lower back so that you can lift your hips. And you can see me shaking a little bit here. Relax your belly. We don't need any abs at this point. And from this position, you feel a lot of hamstrings, you feel some inner thigh. Just exhale through your mouth for about 17 seconds. When you get to that full exhale, you can feel the ribs closing down. You can feel your obliques starting to contract. Hold on to that sensation and try to inhale through that sensation. I'll show you what that looks like. Exhale. So what that felt like on my end was my lower ribs, my belly was not really expanding on the inhale. Rather, my lungs were actually filling up with air. And then when you stand up and start to walk around, you may feel a little disoriented. You may feel increased pressure on the heels. You may feel residual tension on the hamstrings, and that's okay. What you're training yourself to do, it's not just about strengthening hamstrings. It's not about strengthening individual muscles. It's about being able to sense a different process, a different mechanism by which you can then stabilize a diaphragm and authentically inhale. Okay, it's a very large departure from how we're taught with belly breathing or bracing or just stiffening our torso. This is a much more integrated drill. You need the hamstrings in order to leverage the position of the pelvis so that the ribs, when you exhale, can start to appropriately position themselves with respect to the pelvis. So there's a lot of stuff going on, even though this drill is fairly simple and fairly basic. Okay, it's not about thrusting your hips up. It's not just about hip lifting or anything like that. It's much more about process and what you can sense from this drill. Okay, so if you found this helpful, hit the like button, comment if you have any questions, and don't forget to subscribe. See you next week.